All right, all right, all right. We're back, and Dr. K is going to join us in a few moments. We're back. As soon as he makes a request, I'm going to go ahead and join him to this session, and we'll see him in a bit. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining. I look forward to a wonderful time. The first few minutes will be spent with Dr. K, and after that, we're going to go and speak to our guest for today. And just waiting for Dr. K to join. He's connecting right now, and voila! Okay. You know what I told him yesterday? I said, if you're going to do this in the room, make sure you choose a corner of the room that's not untidy. So
I can't see you.
Let me see. Okay, I think it's okay.
I can't see you. You know what?
All right.
But I can't see you. Can you see me?
We can see you. I see you.
So I'll keep on talking. Okay. I will try another device now.
Okay. Do you need me to? So you are going to go out and
keep on talking, engage the people.
Okay, all right. So, anybody who watched yesterday, do you have any questions from yesterday's session? If you have any questions from yesterday's session, I'll be happy to, even though, Pastor Boye isn't here today. We have a different guest today, but I can try my best to answer any questions you may have from yesterday. Or if there's anything else you would have wanted us to talk about yesterday that we didn't quite cover, I'll be happy to do so too. Okay, all right, we're back. All right, welcome back.
How are you? I can see. Hello, Michelle. How are you?
All right.
That's Michelle, I miss you. You guys, you've been enjoying. You've been seeing me every day.
We've not been seeing,
And you get to see me twice on each church. But I'm the only one that don't get to see you. That's not fair. I was talking to one of the church members today. He said, "Oh, but Pastor, we see you every day." But I said, "But I don't see you every day." What a season! What a season
indeed! Yes, I look forward to hugging people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it dark?
Just a little bit. Can you turn on the light?
Let there be light.
Doesn't seem to be making a whole lot of difference.
How's the lights now?
Okay. I guess it's better.
It's better. Okay.
Right. It's still dark, but we can kind of see you. It may just be because you are dark.
Really? I don't find that funny. I thought I'm the light of the world. Okay.
Okay.
How about this?
Okay. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, we can see you though.
You can see me.
Yeah, and you just given a tour of my bedroom. Thank you very much.
I didn't say anything.
All right.
Okay. I'm trying to
give them. You can't move anymore. You can't give people any more view into my bedroom. Thank you.
Okay. People need to see the beauty of their apartment.
No, please. Thank you. Just stay right there. Thank you.
Okay. I need to get the right angle that shows my handsomeness.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Is it much clearer now?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. By the way, you look beautiful.
Oh, thanks. Please, this is a career shift session, so let's get serious. You're here to give us prophetic direction.
I've been doing this for 25 years, toasting you, so it's okay. And it works. On Instagram I have 2 products across my room that shows that it works. Somebody saying, "I got to move." Yes, I got it. The glory of God.
Let's get spiritual.
The glory of God. Of course, when I was asking you out, was I not spiritual?
Very spiritual, in fact.
It
You
was a
had your eyes
depth.
closed. You have
It,
your eyes closed
it was the
at
depth
a
of my
bus stop.
spiritual. It was the depth of my spirituality that communicated the originality and the
Hey, all
genuinity
these big
of
words.
my
Thank you.
intentionality. Hello, yes. So now on a more serious note, before we went on that short break, I was encouraging you to go read Daniel chapter 2. In fact, if there's any book that's relevant in this season, is the book of Daniel. And in Daniel chapter 2, there was an issue. The king had a dream and he needed an interpretation for the dream. And, he called all the smart people, the astrologers and the magicians. He called them around and he said, I need you to first of all tell me my dream. Then I can be sure that your interpretation will be an accurate one, because anyone can just say anything. If I tell you this is the dream, but to really know that you know what you're saying, can you tell me the dream I had? And everybody but Daniel felt this is an impossible task. How can we interpret a dream we don't even know anything about? You want us to tell you the dream and interpret it? And and he threatened to get everybody killed. But there was a man that was of a different background. The same way you have a different background. You are in the world, but you are not of this world. This man was in Babylon, but was not of Babylon. He was one of the Jews that got brought into Babylon while the Babylon took over their land. And this man had an understanding of the covenant. One of the things he insisted from Daniel chapter 1 was not to be mixed up with the world. A lot of us have lost our effectiveness because we become mixed up with the world. We've forgotten about our identity. And that's why Daniel said, I will not defile myself with a portion of the king's meat. But Daniel did not do it alone. He did it in collaboration with three other Hebrew boys that were later referred to as Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Those were not their Hebrew names, but those were the names that they were given in the land. And together, they dominated Babylon. But the secret to their dominance can be found in Daniel chapter 2 from verse 18. From verse 17. Daniel chapter 2 from verse 17. He said, then Daniel went to his house and made the decision known to Ananiah. That was actually their Hebrew name. Ananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, his companions. In this season, you're going to need the right companions. You're going to need to be in the company of the people that will walk with you to manifest your destiny. People that will run with you to fulfill God's purpose for your life. So he went into that company, and the Bible says in verse 18 that they might seek mercies from the God of heaven concerning the secret of the king. I prophesy over somebody that you are coming into a season of spiritual accuracy and sharpness.
Amen.
You will have such capacity to pull secrets from heaven, secrets that can only be revealed by the Spirit of God.
Amen.
He says, so that Daniel and his companions might not perish with the rest of the wise men of Babylon. I declare, when the wise men of this natural system are coming down, are failing, I declare you'll be one of the few that will be left standing because of the wisdom of God that is about to be made manifest through you in this season. Verse 19 says, then the secret was revealed. Then the secret was revealed. I'm speaking about the Spirit of the Lord, that you are coming into a season that secrets will be revealed.
Amen.
The secret was revealed. The secret of your industry will be revealed.
Amen.
The secret was revealed to Daniel in a night vision, in an encounter. He got the secret.
Amen.
So Daniel blessed the God of heaven. And in verse 20, the Bible says, Daniel answered and said, blessed be the name of God forever and ever, for wisdom and might are his. Verse 21, and he changes the times and the seasons. The times and the season are changing. That's why this world is going through so much changes. And there's going to be so much changes in every industry. And he went on to say, he says, after he said he changes times and seasons, he said he removes kings and raises up kings. In this season, new kings are about to be discovered.
Amen.
and old kings will be removed. Mark my words. The so-called forces in different industries, a number of them are about to be replaced because new kings will be, installed, and some old kings will be removed. He says he gives wisdom to the wise and knowledge to those who have understanding. In other words, in this season, the people that are going to be considered wise are going to be people that will receive wisdom. There's a difference between wisdom, which is acquired through effort, and wisdom, which is impacted by revelation. God says in this season, the wisdom that will cause you to rise above the ordinary people in your industry must be given. Fine. We will go after skills, like I shared with us yesterday. We'll go after skills to be, so that we will have entrance into the palace, because it was the skills that Daniel had that made him noticeable. So God will lead you to certain skills that will make you stand out, that will make you to deserve an invitation to the palace. But by the time you get to the palace, you will need to depend on the wisdom that he will give. So he gives wisdom to the wise, and understanding and knowledge to those who have understanding. So in this season, we have to supply the wisdom, and we have to to supply knowledge supernaturally. And in verse 22, he expatiates further. He says he reveals. In other words, the wisdom and the knowledge are products of revelation. He reveals. And you are children of revelation because you have the Spirit of God in you. He said he reveals deep and secret things. Now, if he reveals deep and secret things, that means you receive deep and secret things. Can you say with me, everybody? Say, I receive.
I receive
Deep
and
secret things.
Secret things.
There are deep and secret things which are needed for you to rise to the heights of your industry.
Amen.
But they must be revealed. And all you will have to do in this season is receive it. So he reveals, you receive. That's the order. He reveals, you receive. He reveals, and that's why there's boasting then, because you only received what he revealed. He reveals, you receive. He reveals. So when you lock yourself into the place of prayer, to the depth of God, guess what? You're about to receive what he reveals. He reveals deep and secret things, and you receive it. But remember, he says deep and secret things. If they are deep and secret things, that means you will need to go to the ends, to the deep ends. So they are deep and secret things which are only made available at the deep end of the river. Ezekiel 48:7 talks about how Ezekiel was walked through the temple, and he started with the water reaching the ankle level after 1,000 cubit walk. And he walked another 1,000 cubits, and he realized the water has reached the knee level. Then he walked another cubit, and he realized the water has reached the waist level. Then he walked the final 1,000 cubits, and then he was at a place where the water had literally become a river that was large enough to swim in, a river that cannot be crossed. And it's at that place that you receive the deep and the secret things. A place of a depth of intimacy. There's a depth that gives you hedge. There's a depth that gives you hedge. So I prophesy over everybody watching me right now that you have capacity to receive depths from God, which is supply the necessary hedge that you need to dominate in your industry, in your field, in your area of work, by the engagement of the Spirit of God, even as you launch further into the deep ends of the river. I see you receiving the deep and the secret things that will put you on top of your world, that will give you a voice, that will make you dominant, that will make you effective, in the name of Jesus.
Amen. Amen. Glory be to Jesus. Glory to Jesus. Thank you so much.
I think I've done my job now.
Thank you.
And the person coming after me, whose shoes I'm not worthy to enlarge in terms of what she's coming to do. So mine is just the job. My job is just that of the forerunner, which I do prophetically. So now comes the application.
Okay.
So welcome with me, Fumi.
Okay, so maybe Fumi can now and come back and then request to join. Thank you so much, Dr. K. That was such an excellent time. And we'll just wait for Funmilade Deji-Abiodun to join us. And I read her bio last time, so I don't want to repeat everything I read, but I'll just pick up some highlights here. Funmilade Deji-Abiodun, MBA, PhD. She works at the University of Chicago, and she's a public health epidemiologist there. And she's had so many things, a vast world of experience. She's worked with the World Bank, consulted for the World Bank. She's schooled in the East, in Asia. She's received numerous awards, grants, scholarships. She's worked with government. I mean, she's done a whole bunch of stuff. And last time she started to tell our story of, hello, Funmilade, you are welcome. And that's a very pretty blouse. I love that top.
Thank you, Ma. It was a gift from a very dear friend and sister.
Oh, it looks good on you.
She's on right now and she's hearing us.
She's hearing us. That was a great gift. It looks good on her. Thank you for gifting her with this beautiful blouse top, this beautiful top. So Funmilade, thank you so much. Thank you for joining us again. And you started to tell us your story the last time. I think, not that I think, I know we stopped in Abuja. That was where you left us.
Yes, well.
You left us there and we've been hanging, waiting like, okay, what happened after? So if you could just take us from there, you had been recommended for the position to consult for the World Bank. There was an opportunity to go and school out of the country, and you had been put forward as a candidate. And then, I think you were about to travel out of the country. I think that was where we stopped. All right. So feel free, take it away. We're here just listening.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ma. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you, Dr. K. I celebrate you, sir. It's a privilege to be under your tutelage and under your prophetic covering, and we do not take it for granted. We're very grateful. Thank you so much again for everything. Okay, so thank you, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity to invade your space for the next 20 or 30 minutes. Thank you. Okay, so we stopped where I got the MBA scholarship, right? I think I mentioned that day. So it was time to travel, and at that period I was meant to yeah, I don't know if I mentioned when I resigned. Okay, I was working at the World Bank, right? I told you I was working at the World Bank. So I had the opportunity of dropping in my resignation. Now, I'd not told my bosses or anything that I got this application for my MBA. So I discussed with then my boyfriend, now my husband, and I was like, okay, see this big money, see this opportunity to go for an MBA. Immediately, without thinking twice, he just told me, said, Lade, look, you're going to resign. You're going to take the MBA. I was like, seriously? Because I was like, okay, let's go ahead. I just, okay. So I went in and I told one of my bosses I was quite close to that this was what I was planning to do and I was going to resign and all of that. He was like, okay. It was very sad. He didn't like it. And at that point, I'd already I've been enlisted to do some trainings, which I thought was going to be very good for me. But it was, don't worry that since you're already enlisted, don't worry, we'll just cancel your name out of the list and just go ahead. I will wish you the best. And a month after, I was going to be getting married, right? So my husband was like, no, you're not going to leave without getting married. So
I'll tie you down. Let's
You
seal
had
the
better get
deal.
married. So we got married. Although the marriage plans had been in the pipeline before the job and
Sorry,
before
let me
the
break you real quick. Somebody is saying they've
okay.
not heard the beginning part of the story. If you go to KingsWord
Okay.
Everywhere, there's a career excellence series there. And you can, I think the video from the last session has been uploaded there. So you can search for it and then you can listen or watch the first part of this story. So just to answer that person, go ahead, please. Yeah.
Okay, so thank you. So we got married July 2010, right? So I had to leave by July first week in August thereabout. So we went for the honeymoon, came back, and I had to go.
One month.
So
How did you feel?
I
Just
felt
1 month married,
uh,
barely
I
back
was
from the
so
honeymoon.
cranky that period. I was so
Oh,
cranky. Anything he does was just wrong. If
hey, yeah.
I was, I was like, really? So I'm just going to go alone like that to a
Not
place
like
I
that.
don't even know anyone. I
No.
have no friend, no family, nothing. But it was, you just have to go. You have no choice. So I was just being cranky. But at the end of the day, I had to go.
That's
Like, I
such a
remembered I literally,
blessing.
yes, very
To
big
have
blessing
someone
because
who will celebrate you,
to
support you, and push you towards
push you.
something that will make you progress.
Yes,
Yes.
ma. I must say, after God, I must really thank my husband. Really, there is no way I can speak about myself or what God has done in my life without the angel that God had placed in my life. I'm not trying to be spooky, but it's just the truth.
Hey,
It
please
it,
go.
it got to a point. It got
Thank
to a
you,
point.
Mr. Deji-Abiodun.
My parents were even like, "Is this girl okay?" But he was just standing his ground. I was like, just go ahead, go ahead. So I went for
Beautiful.
the program. Then on getting there, on getting for the program, there was a 2 year masters an MBA program. So I finished after getting the MBA. So during
How
that
was it?
period,
How
I
was
think the
it
first
adjusting? I mean, this
it was
here you were
before I
before
get there,
then. Oh,
before
okay,
I
go ahead.
get there,
Sorry to
before I get
cut
there,
you.
actually, we had the decision of either to take the job to drop to continue with the job or for me to do the
Go
MBA.
and
But
do
because
the
I had
MBA.
given my word to that boss of mine, then when she said, "Did you want to work or you want to study?" and I said I wanted to study, and it was an opportunity, I couldn't have said no. So of course, every indication was like, "Go ahead for the MBA." So I went ahead, but I was feeling bad that my goodness, so I have to stop getting this salary from these people, that kind of a thing. So I resumed September, October, November, up until January. I just got a call from one of my former colleagues at that place, and it was like, "Oh, Funmilade, we were trying to reach you for like 2 months again." I was like, "Reach me for what again? I've left you guys alone now," that kind of a thing. And it was like, "Sorry, remember they listed you for a particular training for the GIS, Geographic Information System." I was like, "Yes, but I was told to remove my name." Like, no, they didn't remove your name. Actually, they actually put you in the what they call it, with the list, and they're going to be paying you a very lump sum of money. Please, can you send us your account number? I'm like,
Oh my
seriously? I
God!
said, right.
In the name of Jesus, money will chase us down that way. If anyone who is
So
watching now and you receive that, you better type amen. In the name of Jesus, money will chase you down. You receive calls. People will say, "We've been looking for
amen.
you. We have money for
Amen.
you in
For you.
Jesus'
Yes.
name." Amen.
Amen. It was a lot of money then. And like I said, it was not an alert as usual. It was also an alarm.
And
So I was
alarm.
like, wow. I'm like, God, you're so great. So, and that was not
Glory to
even the
Jesus.
shocker. That was not even the shocker for us. The shocker was that like 3 months after that call, someone just called me again, another person from that organization, apparently the HR at that place. Just said, Ahmed, I just want to thank God for your life. I'm like, a Muslim telling me you want to thank God for my life. Okay, what's up?
Are
Tell me
you
what's
kidding
going on.
me?
And and she was like, you know what? When you said you were leaving, everybody was like, what's wrong with this girl? Is she all right? Like, does she know what she's doing? But not, I had no explanation to give any one of them. Like, I didn't even give them the room for an explanation or to give them a foothold to tell me one or two things. No. So the next thing, she just told me, you know what? That we got a memo or something like that. Long and short, they scrapped the natural malaria control program under the World Bank. That program was scrapped.
Oh,
They scrapped, like they stopped the program. So that
mm.
means if
Wow.
I
So
didn't
if you
take
had
the opportunity,
stayed, what you were doing would have been irrelevant. Oh,
and that was it. I was like,
glory
good
to
gracious.
Jesus. Thank God
So
for
people were
making the
now
right decision.
So I was like, it couldn't have been better. So I was like, wow. I was like, thank God. So every one of that, I don't know what happened to them later on. I don't know, but that was that. So, but I said that to say that really, when God truly leads, there is no shadow of doubt. When He says He is our light, He is our light. He means it when He says He's our light. You might be taking steps that looks like as though, oh, am I all right? Am I taking the right? Am I doing the right thing? But once you have this peace, every time once you have that relationship, of course, with the Holy Spirit, and you have that peace of mind that, look, what I'm doing, yes, I know I'm on the right track, and you're listening to the right the right people are in your sphere of influence.
Yes.
You're most assuredly that you're actually doing the right and you're on the right track. Okay, so fast forward to while I was doing my MBA, it was fun, but at the beginning it wasn't fun. Having to get into a culture that was almost like a Nigerian culture,
Oh,
but
really?
yes, they are quite
Can you tell us
respectful.
the similarities, what you found to be
Yes,
similar and what you found to
the
be like cultural, that caused you cultural
the culture
shock? Oh,
the cultural shock for me, though, I don't think there was much of a cultural shock because they had mostly the same things we do. Like, for
okay.
example, back in Nigeria, we're quite respectful. We respect hierarchy and all of that. So, and they do that a lot in the Chinese dynasty. Most people that watch their movies can see that they
Yeah.
honor their hierarchies and all of that.
Various.
So it was very easy for me to acclimatize. But for people that came from other parts of the world, they had issues. They had real issues
Oh,
with their professors, with their, So, but I
yeah.
didn't have that. The Bible says that David, he coordinated himself wisely, and that was very key for me. So I was like, in as much as God has given you
That's
an
very
opportunity,
good.
yes, you need to know how to have the people skill. Like what the pastor was saying yesterday on the last career series, he was talking about having to develop soft skills and all of that. It's a very key thing, like, because those
Yeah.
are the things that will sustain you while you are at that place that God has placed you at. God is not going to come there and give a right impression to people about you. You are going to have to do that yourself, and it's actually it's a link to the next phase of your life. Now, while I did the MBA, it
Yes,
was it was it was
sorry
fine
to
for me.
break you, but you are want to speak to that because you've worked in the African context, you've worked in the Asian context, now you're in the American context, and I guess you have had to understand
Yes,
cultures, understand people, understand things like hierarchy and things like that, those soft
yes,
skills. If you
yes,
can spend just a couple of minutes speaking to that, maybe how maybe people are watching right now and they know that they are not
mm,
very strong
mm,
in that
mm,
area, how they could maybe become more sensitive to, these kind of things to help them succeed in their
yes.
careers and
The
professional
first
endeavors.
Thank you, Pastor May. The first thing is, most of the things that we are being taught at church, sometimes it looks like as if you may not apply it, but believe me, that's what occurs. That's what gives you an edge above every other person that is equally as smart as you are, or even much more smarter than you are. Now, a key one is the attitude of being humble. Humility does not mean stupidity.
Mm,
There are two different things. There are two different things. You can be
say
humble. You
that.
can be you can be humble. You can be humble at the same time you're smart, and everybody knows the way you coordinate your things, and yet they wouldn't disrespect you. But stupidity is when, okay, you allow them
Just
trample
climb
over
over
you
you.
or something, and that has happened. I've seen that play over the three places of work, like Nigeria, the Chinese culture, and even here in America. That's the first one. The second thing is honor. There is no one that does not love honor. There is no human that does not love honor. There is no one you give honor to and would most likely, in 100%, 98 or 95% would respond to you positively
Wow.
than you not giving honor. And with that, regardless, not even waiting for what the other person is going to dish back to you,
That I'm
learn
going to
the
honor
attitude of
you.
honor. It's very key. It's very key because honor opens favor upon your life. It's something we just have to have. We've been taught in church and all of that, but we have to cultivate it. Even the way we relate with our friends. There are times that you have friends that for example, I'll give a similar example. Like someone walks into my office now and someone that had known me as a child or something like that, and would see that there are students around me. And next, the person comes and says, Funmilade, what's up? That's rude. I will go into that person's
Thank
office and
you.
say, Dr. Funmilade, how are you? How are
Yes,
you doing?
yes,
I wouldn't
yes.
address you. But the moment the third party leaves the place and everything,
Then
I
you
can go there and say, Funmilade, what's up? What's wrong with you? So you were feeling cool when I was calling
that
you
you are
Dr. Funmilade, like
speaking the
seriously,
truth. You are speaking the
you know?
truth. Yes,
So
it's part of
that's
social
honor.
etiquette, and it's also
Yeah.
walking in love.
Yes.
Love
Yes.
does not disrespect other. Love is not unmannerly. Love is not rude.
Yes. Not true.
It's
It's
so you
not
are
true.
speaking the truth right there, because
True.
sometimes I think believers, we don't pay attention to this little things. I can
Yes.
just
We don't.
imagine someone sees you at like Funmilade, blah 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 blah, and and they're like, oh, what are you not
Yes. Was
Funmilade? Well, she
like
is, but in this context,
it's
you
different.
have to. Yes.
That's that. Those are the two I can actually mention
Okay,
now. But
good.
I'm
Thank you.
sure
Very
at
powerful.
when we continue talking, I'm sure we're able to pick one or two things also. So upon finishing the MBA, my attitude as usually again, I'm always wanting to document things. So I was like, okay, when I was leaving, I was like, okay, let me just go meet these professors and let them just give me recommendation letters. Now, in all sincerity, I never thought of doing a PhD at that time. I was like, really, I've had it, and just go back home and rest. Then after, just keep working. So my prayer point then was not what my request to God then was, Lord, I want to rest for 3 months when I get back to Nigeria. Then after 3 months, I want to start working. So I got back to Nigeria after finishing the MBA, and 3 months truly. I rested, I got in September, then I rested up until December. By January, first week in January, I got a job.
Wow.
And it's just always
Write your
funny that
ticket with
it's
God.
just very always funny that I don't go applying to 10 or 100 companies or anything like that. Somehow it has to just do with, there's this favorite scripture of my husband. He says that the people of Israelites, I don't know how he quotes it, but I'll try to remember, but let me just describe what he says, that God actually made everything they wanted around them. He made it fall around them. He made it fall around. They didn't have to go so far. God brings people into your life. You don't know what. You don't know for what reason. You don't know for what season. You don't know what it is exactly. But if you're introspective enough to be patient to look, you would see the dot lines and you actually follow suit. So there I applied for the job. I got a job at an HMO organization, and I was there
And
for
was
about,
this now in what part of Nigeria was
it was
this?
in Lagos.
In Lagos.
It was
Okay.
in Lagos. So I had to do this. So I was there. I didn't disturb those people that I had known
That
before.
you
That I'm expecting
left in
them. I'm
Abuja.
around. Get me a job. No, I didn't do all of that. I just moved on. But I kept my communication. Like, that was one thing I did. For every phase, or maybe if I got something that is worthy of discussion or something, I would send a mail to my former boss then. And at that point, I would send a mail like once in maybe 6 months or so, and tell her, oh ma, I just want to say thank you for the opportunity you granted me. I'm very, and I wasn't trying to
No,
paint her or
but you are
something. It's the truth,
it's the
you know.
truth, and
So
that's very good.
yeah,
You
so
were keeping, you weren't burning the bridges.
yes,
Because you never know. I mean, it's part of as character,
yes,
really. I'd
yes.
say. No,
So I just kept keeping her informed. Okay, ma, I just finished my so I graduated with this and da 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 da. Thank you very much for everything. And that was when I go back to my wife. Oh, I'm back at Nigeria now, so I'm doing my stuff. I'm trying to get a job now, and blah blah blah. And all is going on well. The next time I got a job, I was like, oh ma, I just got a job, blah 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 blah, and that was it. So fast forward to when I started this job. I spent about, I think it was my 7th to 8th month in that job, but either between the 6th or the 8th month. So I just thought, I was like, okay, these people that even that gave me a scholarship to do my master's, and let me just even say hello, let me even check what's going online. And I just checked, and I saw that it was already another season to apply for um another program. Like, they have yearly application periods. So I was like, oh, another set of people. I was just there looking, and I was just imagining a number of people that will start applying, and I was like, I pity people. You're just going to go and. So I immediately, something just popped up on my face. I just saw that they opened up the portal for Nigerians to apply for PhD. Now, while I was there was no scheme like that. They didn't allow Nigerians apply for PhD because of their relationship. I mean, their the political relationship between the two countries. So I never thought that I was going to do a PhD in the first place. When I saw that online, I was like, really? And I work with my my external drive. Like everywhere I go to my what do you call it? I'm always having my documents in it. So I had it at the office that day. Yes, I just said, let me just try and play around with this stuff. And I just clicked and I was like, okay, let me see. Can I apply? I looked at all the requirements. I was like, let me just try and apply. But in my mind, I was like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just so sure. So I picked up my phone and I called the embassy because while I was there too, there's an important act of me. I try to keep relationships the best way I can, the best way I can. So I just called the embassy, and the person is a Taiwanese actually. So I called. I'm like, oh, Mr. Roger, blah blah blah. I saw so stuff, and he was like, we were surprised when we saw it too, and I don't know. Do you want to apply? I'd not even said I wanted to apply.
Oh,
he was like, do you want to apply? I was like, do I want to? I asked myself again. He heard me when I asked. I said, do I want to apply? I said, you know what? Let me give it a try, but I don't think I would like to. He said, look, you know what? You came out with good results and we got good reports because once you're done, they send your report to the embassy about you, that kind of a thing.
People,
because Nigerians
let me just break it. People, your character follows you.
Yes.
Everywhere you go,
It does.
I mean, we don't, yes, God is merciful, but we don't always want to be praying for crop failure. Like, God, I knew I was nasty. Don't let me reap the harvest. No, we want to be praying that, Lord, I receive the harvest of every seed sown,
Yes.
So it's very important that people are able to speak well of us. People are able to say, oh, I recommend that for this, I recommend that for
very
that.
Important.
Because
very important.
It's so important.
Yes, ma'am. Because it's just what you said, Pastor May. There's this scripture that said that we would have speakers in the palaces. That was one thing of our confession then, to like, we'll have speakers where I can't get to at that very point in time. Someone will speak on my behalf. Someone will just put someone there and they'll just speak for me. So this happened and he was like, would you like to apply? I was like, would I like to apply? I said, let me just try, but I know I'm not going to go. He was like, no, you had good results and all of that. Don't worry, we're going to pull our weight as the embassy. We will pull our weight as I was like, you pull your weight. Okay. So immediately I just went to the stuff and I started that very, I'd not gotten home. I'd not discussed with my husband. So I just started dropping up the stuff and immediately I just submitted plump and I go home. I told my husband, I said, you know what I did today? I applied for the PhD. He was like, I thought you said there was no PhD. I said, yes, I did. I don't know. I just saw it. And he said, the next thing I said, you know what, I'm not going to go. I just said I should just apply just to feel cool with myself. Whereas before that time, yes, I should mention this. Immediately I started working at that place, I felt like I had arrived. Like I just felt like, okay, it's time to rest. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to study anymore. I just want to sleep because the MBA was really thorough. I was like, I just want to sleep. I just want to wake up, go to my job and just face my family and all of that. But my husband, it got to a point I got vexed within me. I was like, are you not happy that I have a PhD already? What do you want again from a PhD? Easy from an MBA already. Why do you want me to do a PhD? I'm not doing a PhD. I don't. Like, it got to that point that I felt maybe wasn't satisfied that I already had an MBA already. And this is a man that he's just so selfless. It's not like as if he doesn't have. He was a first class graduate from the university. Even at his masters, he was the first class. I was like, even if anybody wants to do a PhD, it should be you, not me. Let me relax. I'm a woman.
That's so beautiful.
And the societal expectation then for me was like, they would not even hear that you want to go for it. They won't even listen to me. Not really.
Like, what are you looking for?
Looking for. So immediately I just told him, I said, you know what, with all these things, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going to sit at home. Immediately was at the door leading from the room to the sitting room. He just told me, Funmilade, the Holy Spirit just told me you're going to get it and you are going to go.
Amen.
I looked at him and I said, is this man, don't even let me start, I was like, I was not even finding it funny. I just left.
Get out of my Kool-Aid.
I just left and I went to do my stuff. And we just left it there. And before we knew it again, like, of course, because I applied now, I knew that maybe I'll get responses, but I wasn't sure if it was positive or negative. But at least with the results and probably the exams, we're kind of sure that, okay, this thing was going to come true. Then it was just left for the people to make their decision if they wanted me or not. So we got the news that, okay, we've given you this scholarship. So they were like, you need to come to Abuja. urgently. So I was like, okay. I flew with the next with the next flight, and on getting there was the ambassador. He said, "We are inviting you for a lunch while they are processing your visa and all of that. We want to have a lunch." I was having a lunch with the ambassador, and they were busy doing all my stuff. I
Are
was
you
like, really?
serious? Like,
I was like, they said
it's
you.
like the deal
They
is
were like,
already done. You know?
they were like, it was so serious. You would think maybe I actually did something so novel for the country, and they were like, okay, we want to pay
Look
you
at
back
the
again.
favor of God. Look
I
at
said, this can
favor.
only be God. This can only be God. They didn't
Mm.
just stop at that. They gave me a gift. Well, I was so spiritually, I would say smart, spiritually taught that the first time you get a first kind of gift, it's not bread, it's seed.
It's see.
I later seeded that gift anyway. I
That
felt
gift.
it was a big gift. I was like, ah, so I seeded the gift anyway. But that was that's by the way. So I was invited for the lunch, and there and then they did all my papers and all of that, my visa and all, and that was how I got the PhD scholarship,
Scholarship.
all expense paid again, all expense paid again, all expense paid, all. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to pay for anything. Just get my bags, get to the
And
airport,
go.
and I'm done. So that was how I got the
You got
PhD.
to go back.
So
So now this
to
was not
study.
the same university as where you did your
No,
MBA, right? Yeah,
no, it
this was the
wasn't.
National Yang Ming University.
University. Yes,
Was it in
yes.
the same city, the same vicinity, or
Yes, it was in Taipei. It was in
okay,
Taipei. It was
in
in Taipei.
Taipei
So it was
as well?
like some 30 minutes drive, but no,
Okay.
by train, sorry, from
Okay.
the
So
former
you didn't
university
have,
to
I
the
mean, you were already
mm,
used to the city, so it was like a different
mm,
school, but the same,
yeah,
kind of the same
same
area.
environment. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So how
So
was your experience at the PhD level compared to
mm,
your, when you were doing the MBA program?
that's a whole on its
Different
own. Mm.
story.
Okay, so when I got there, I was like, okay, I already had I knew, of course, an experience from experience that Taiwanese are thorough. They are thorough, whatever they do, they are really thorough. So, and they are deep. Like, I mean, when they are doing a particular thing, they dive deep, real deep, and that means the competition is high. And Chinese naturally, they are just smart. So and you're in classes with those people, you're in classes with different people from a part of the world. And for PhD was really it was a stress that was worth it a million times. I
Mm.
normally say that it took a lot of water, a lot of blood, and a lot of sweat, and literally it did. It did. But and at that period there were different seasons. Like that period was another season. Like it was like a season of quiet. It was like a season of it was like a wilderness experience for me,
Mm.
really, because it was a different ball game entirely. It was really different. The courses were much more tedious, of course,
Yeah.
classes and all of that. Then you had to do qualifying exams. So
Mm.
much so. Then, yeah, I did a qualifying exam at a point and I failed. I failed the qualifying
Mm.
exam. And that qualifying exam, it's in 4 phases. I was at the second. Now, when you fail the second, you still have to go to the first. You have to go
Oh
back to the
wow, we have
first
to
to
go
redo it.
back.
Yes, and
Wow.
you just have two opportunities per
Mm-hmm.
qualify per phase.
Mm-hmm.
So and when of course when I felt that, I was devastated. I was just, I don't know, but thank God for God, thank God for my husband, thank God for family. I had good support system, and I went again, did the exam again, and I aced it. To God be the glory. And even the failure was even very funny. Yes, I need to mention this. It was in epidemiology. The epidemiology I now love
That you
to
are
do.
now.
So in the exam, when we finished the exams, I had to ask for my script, because when this happened, I don't do it the way people do it back in Nigeria. Those smart people that say, I want to call for my script, I need to see where. No, I didn't do it with that approach. Like, I literally went to meet the prof. I was like, sir, I would like to see you at so time. Can I come at your most convenient time? I went there. He told me to come in, and that man has been known to be very vindictive. So I was like, no, I wouldn't go with that mindset. I would want to go and experience mine myself, and I know the favor of God has gone ahead of me. So I went to his office. Then I asked him, sir, please, can I see my script? Please, I just want to know where I made the mistakes and where I need to work on, so I can be able to prepare for the next one. The I don't know the exact words I used, but I know God actually spoke through me at that time. The man just, it was like as if when someone feels so like, I'm going to mess you up, and he just goes and deflates and like I was like, what did I say? I was like, so it just gave me the script and said, okay, this is what you did wrong. And I looked at the script. I told him, please, can I have a photocopy? He said, yes, you can have a photocopy. I had to take it to my senior colleagues and showed them. I said, please, what did I do wrong with? He said, all of them were like, no, you were meant to pass this exam. You did nothing well because I studied. I really studied. Like for every exam that I went for, before it was my time to do the exam, I made friends with my senior colleagues. So when they are going for their exams, I sit at the door of the exam hall, waiting for them to come out. So once they come out of the exam hall, I'm asking them, so what
and
did
it's still fresh. And it's still fresh in their minds.
So yes. I'm like, so I was diligent at that. I didn't over assume that, oh, Ladi, you are smart. Oh, Ladi, oh, you can get it. Oh, no. I didn't want to leave any stone untouched from the first day I got into that university, because I've been hearing about these almighty qualifying exams. So with that, I was always making sure I was on track with my senior colleagues. When they do the exam, I'm like, what did they ask you? So I just there's this book of mine. I write everything. People make jest of me. They tell me I have this black. In fact, that black book came with me to the US. So like that black.
It served you well.
This is your black book, So I was always thinking about, make sure I put notes together. So when I go back to the professor, I was like, okay, I've seen my mistakes. I would work on it. I didn't challenge him. I didn't do anything.
So how did you, even though you saw that you should have passed, how did you hold yourself? So that I want to ask that question, and then we'll need to round up, because we're coming to the end of our hour. That means you need to come back sometime, because we have to get, we know you are not in Taiwan right now, right? So we know there's still another leg of the story that you need to share with us. But how did you hold yourself back? And then I think after you share that, I'll spend a couple of minutes and just summarize what I've heard over and over in this interview or through your story, the importance of character. Because I mean, from place to place to place to place, we see that as consistent, displaying the right character when it's most needed, being consistent in character and all that. But don't let me go ahead and
so
give us some
thank you, Pastor. When I saw the results, I don't like remembering that time, because I vividly remember the day I got the result. It was a devastating period for me. Something very monumental also happened to me at that time. It was the same day I got that information, and the same day I got the information that I did not pass the qualifying exams. I don't know how to wrap my head around it. Really, even till now, when I remember, I was really, if you talk about anger to a point where you just feel like, I know the best thing to do now is just to sit for strength from God. Because before I could approach that lecturer, I had to sit like, God, you just have to console me yourself. Because I know if I go there, I don't know what I could have said. Because I was quite loved by some of my profs, so I could have gone to those people and told them, can you go and talk to your colleague, like, what did I do wrong here? I could have raised it and it would have gotten to the Senate. I could have won, but at the end of the day, I might not have gotten my PhD till tomorrow.
Yes.
I had colleagues that sorry, ma'am. I had a junior colleague at a point that was doing that did that qualifying exam because he failed twice. This guy was so smart. I mean, I tell you, he was so smart. But Ma, do you want to believe that, number one, he didn't finish the PhD after spending how many years of his life being wasted? One, then two, because of the trauma of the loss of the fact that he failed, he died in Taiwan.
Oh, wow.
So that's how terrible that period is. Like, if you don't handle it well with God's wisdom, that was where I knew that wisdom, that's when intelligence is nothing compared to the wisdom of God. If you have the wisdom of God, you get things easy.
Yes.
You don't have to struggle for things that people struggle for. You don't have to. You get it, by favor because of the wisdom of God upon you. So there is nothing as compared to the things we learn. All these things that talk about soft skills and everything that they teach us in the what they call it in the other part of the world. I mean, in this kind of lessons that we get to hear, the genesis is from the scriptures. It's from
Yes.
the
It's
scriptures. If
from the
only we can
scriptures.
immerse ourselves
You know,
and be humble
mhm.
enough to learn.
And trust in it. And you find what I find out is all these things we call soft skills. If you really go to the root of them, they are actually the fruit of the spirit.
Yes, ma'am.
They
True.
can be linked to the fruit of the spirit, so that
Mm.
a believer who will be a believer on the job, in church, at home, will excel,
Yeah.
because the fruit of the spirit is already in us.
True.
But many times we have our church face and our
Physical face.
workspace
Our
face
workplace. No.
and our whatever face, and we seem
No.
to be this confused being that's
Mm.
different to different people. But
True.
if we'll be consistently believers, consistently Christian in whatever sphere or area of life, and trust in what God has deposited in us,
Yes.
then we'll see. I mean, that fruit of the spirit will hold you back and say, you know what, don't go barging into your professor's office in
Exactly.
hangar. You know, don't do it
Yeah.
this way, don't do it that way. Let God
Yeah.
lead you. Let my spirit lead you. And as we trust in that leading, follow it, we'll see excellence in our ways.
Yes.
Thank
Yes.
you so much,
So,
Funmilade, for being here with
thank
us
you.
today.
Thank you,
Time
ma'am.
just
Thank
flies
you.
by when we are talking with you. Thank you. Thank you. I
Thank
really
you, ma'am.
appreciate you. I appreciate your story. I appreciate
Yes, ma'am.
everything that you have allowed God to do through you. I appreciate your
Yes,
spirit of
ma'am.
excellence, and I'm
Thank you, ma'am.
cheering you on. Greater
Thank
things
you.
are ahead in Jesus' name. And the same way, greater
Amen.
things are ahead for you as you watch us today. I ask that you join us again tomorrow. I have another guest coming in tomorrow at 12 noon, and as we'll continue these discussions, this interview on career shift. God bless you. Do have a wonderful rest of the day. Bye.
Amen. Bye.